This week on HomeKit News, the Qingping temperature and humidity sensor with Thread. Today we're revisiting a product we've covered before, namely the Qingping temperature and humidity sensor, although this is the first Thread version of this device from the company. As with the previous model, it works with HomeKit, and here are a few things to note regarding this device, so pause the video if needed. This is the T model, with the H model being the Bluetooth version for HomeKit, and I'm told it's capable of a Matter update, but of course we'll have to see about that. So if you're unfamiliar with this device, it basically measures temperature and humidity, but you can also access logs for both of these via the company's own app. More on that later. Let's now see what's in the box. So we get the sensor itself, which is actually a favourite of mine when it comes to a sensor with a display. There's an included magnetic wall mount with an adhesive backing if you want to place this on a wall. And on this occasion, the company actually include not one, but two CR2430 batteries. Let's now take a closer look at the sensor. And the back comes with a HomeKit QR code, which is what we expect, which is next to a small recess designed for the wall mount to sit inside like so. This recess is also a button with two purposes, the first of which is to switch the display between Fahrenheit and Celsius. The large display measures 2.17 inches in diameter and just 2.91 inches if you include the border, whilst it's just over half an inch deep. It uses an e-ink display, so it's very easy to read, and besides the reassuring Thread logo, we get a battery indicator. I've now popped one of the batteries in to get it working, and thankfully the compartment is easy to access with a small rotating cover under a plastic flap. This plastic flap is quite ingenious as it also acts as a kickstand for desktop use with two different angles to choose from, as you can see here. As you can also see, now that we have it powered, we've got all the icons showing, including Bluetooth, which we still need for initial setup. Quickly onto installation now, and like almost all HomeKit devices, this is very straightforward to install by just scanning the code and going through the usual setup in the Home app. Once added, it'll automatically appear in the Qingping Plus app as well. As seems to be the case with many Thread devices in my experience, when you view the sensor in the Eve app, it shows us connected to Bluetooth. To fix this, simply rebooting my phone does the trick, so now the sensor is showing us connected to Thread, which it probably was all along, I suspect. I'm placing this in one of our bathrooms, and as you can see, this is how the wall mount works. However, the magnet isn't as strong as I'd like, unfortunately. When it comes to apps, there's not a lot to see in Home, but both sensors are visible, and it should be noted that HomeKit rounds the numbers up, whilst the device displays units in much higher detail. Each sensor is found in a separate area in the app. In the company's own app, you can see I already have quite a few of these sensors, as well as other devices like the Air Monitor Lite, with my new Thread version shown at the bottom. I really like the design of this app, as it gives you up to 30 days of data, along with 24 hours of detailed data in 15-minute intervals. Qingping have actually been making these kinds of sensors for longer than you may realise. Here's the latest T model with Thread, and prior to this we had the H model with HomeKit, although it only used Bluetooth 5. The design is the same, however. Before the H version there was the M version, which works both with their own app and Xiaomi's Mi Home app, and once again the design is the same. Before all of these there was this device, which isn't actually branded as Qingping, although it was reportedly made by them for Xiaomi. This device uses a standard LCD display, not e-ink, although it's hard to tell in this video. As I've already reviewed the previous Bluetooth model, which is essentially the same apart from Thread, there's not a lot to say other than it does the job well, so let's move straight to the pros and cons. First off, and I've said this before, it's great to see more and more Thread devices, especially ones that look so great, although I'll be honest and say Thread is possibly a little bit of overkill for a temperature sensor compared to a motion sensor, for example. As previously stated, this is one of my favourite devices in terms of its design, and so I'm happy they've not altered it from the previous two generations. The display really makes this stand out, more so than other e-ink sensors like the T-Vox sensor from Aqara and the Eve Room. It's just so clear and easy to see. The two options as to how you want this placed is a small stroke of genius in my opinion, so full marks there. One word of possible caution is regarding Matter. I've been unofficially told that this is capable of being updated to Matter, but as always, don't buy on a promise if Matter is a deal breaker for you. Finally, after having had versions of this device over the last couple of years, I can say whilst the battery life is okay, given the large screen, there's always room for improvement. I've not had the Thread version long enough to know if this has been improved, but hopefully it'll make some difference. So that's our slightly briefer than usual take on this new Thread sensor, but if you have any comments or questions, drop them in the comments section below. If you liked this video and want to see more, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. In the meantime, stay safe and make yourself useful in life. Don't be a chocolate teapot.